Welcome to my round 4 recap. It's almost midnight here, so I just want to get this video knocked out. Unfortunately, I don't have too much footage, which is why I think I can knock it out pretty quickly. But just to set the scene, I've done qualifying. I only did one lap because I noticed severe vibration from the front of the car. And so I came in and eventually found a broken stud in one of the sort of cross members. I fixed that, but there was only, well, the race was already starting as I was rolling down pit lane, so starting from the back in pit lane when I was meant to be out on the track starting off the front. So I'll just narrate this one because unfortunately the camera that did work just got windy audio, and so I'll just say what I was thinking at the time. So I'm about to exit pit lane here once the field's passed, and I light up the res to try to get a little bit of heat into them because they're stone cold. Get a little bit wild on the exit, and I'm happy that I can see the back of the field once I've left pit lane, so they haven't held me up too much in pit lane. So when it snaps like that over the hill, that's me just sort of losing it and then getting it back, but cold tyres, can't expect too much. Locking up both fronts there into the dipper, just getting a feeling for where the grip level's at, and I've already almost got up to the back of the field. At this point I was getting quite confident with the grip levels, even with cold tyres. And I get a little bit of a slingshot down the straight here. There isn't that much in it. The Punto to the left there I've definitely got more power than, but the Swift DB4 up here on the left, which is actually the sister car to this one, there's not much in it until we hit the corners. Just being a little careful as I come up past the cars here, as none of them are expecting me to come past. And I did misjudge the car up ahead. I didn't realise how closely I'd come in terms of closing speed, so came in a little bit hot, but safe at the end of the day. For some reason the car ahead's got its rain light on. I don't think I noticed it at the time though. So you can just see it starting to shuffle on the exit there. That's me just sort of riding the grip limit. And going into turn 1, see it shuffle again. Quite a big one that time, which is why I run wide on the exit. And at this point I'm flat over 3, so it's starting to speed up quite a bit. Over braking a bit for that corner, but getting a reasonable exit, but I missed a gear down here. Could have got on the gas earlier there, but just still getting a feeling. It does take like 3 or 4 laps before these tyres come up to temp. A lot smoother around the sweeper there. So I think the car at this point is really starting to come on. So it's just sliding around 1 there again, quite a big washout. And that would be my eventual downfall around that corner. So just coming up to a pack of cars here. I know I'm well quicker than them, but they're also just as quick in a straight line, so it's not like I can just walk over them. And I'm also conscious that these two guys are battling, so I don't want to get involved in anything if I'm not seen. As you can see, Gary Rush with his new motor, nothing in it. I'm going flat here and I just can't power on by. I did think about going between them here, but Crab was getting a little bit out of shape on the left there, and so I just chose to hold back down the straight. I was trying to get a slingshot off him onto Gary, and then I thought about diving here because I could quite easily make the move, but I chose not to because I could see Gary was going to close the door. So I just decided to go around the outside because he's obviously blocking. Pinch the brake, drive around the outside, and not see him again. So next up was Kenny Smith, and you'll see around Kenny I probably drove with a lot more confidence or trust with the other car once I eventually catch up. After the race I found that the left-hand tyres were overpressured, which may have led to the eventual touching the wall, but I think what actually led to it was I looked right, which we'll see shortly. So a bit smoother around one that time. Good gains under brakes there, but absolutely ruined my exit. This corner I just brake way too early every time. And yeah, at this point I'm sort of just drafting Kenny, trying to pick a move, because I look ahead, I don't think I'm going to catch the cars ahead, so it's just a matter of picking my moment with Kenny, and that'll probably be my position for the race. So here I go around the outside of Kenny. Takes a bit of trust that I trust he'll see me to do that. Wouldn't try it with any of the other guys on the field. And you can see the FT50 power is basically the same. So we're diving into one. I look right to see if he's there, and I lost the rear before I knew it. Kissed the wall. And that was my race, because I got stuck on the curb. Yep. So just doing the slow-mo sort of breakdown. I'm side by side by Kenny as we go across the line. And afterwards it looks like he's pulled out, but I don't know if he's there or not, so I check my blind spot and I actually do a hard look left. I've lost the rear now, and then at this point I'm just along for the ride trying to minimize the damage, and I hit the wall perfectly square, and I managed to keep the tires mostly rolling the whole time, so there was no flat spots afterwards, so sort of as lucky as you could get on that one. Eventually the race would be finished under safety car, and the motorsport officials would roll me back onto the road, and I was able to self-recover and drive it back, which was good because it gave me a chance to see if anything was not quite right. But yeah, everything checked out, tires cleaned up straight away. There's no odd vibrations, and it was get ready for race 2 after I obviously had to repair the damage. The nose cone was broken and the front wing was broken, but I had spares and managed to get that on in time for race 2. So unfortunately this is the race 3 footage, but didn't get any coverage of race 2. Something's on the blink with the cameras. And also this particular angle went on the blink in race 3 too. But in race 2 it was just about getting some confidence back. I changed the car so it was a lot more forgiving in the rear, and I did a 61 flat in that race, and I was really looking forward to race 3. Unfortunately, on the outlap here you'll begin to see there's a whole lot of kitty litter. I'm not sure if it will show on the YouTube that well. But the tires have already started picking it all up, and then when I come down into the dipper here it's just littered everywhere. So it was basically a write-off that I was going to beat the 61 lap time in this race, even though I felt like I was being conservative in the race before. The grip just was not there. But I'll switch to the side pod camera, which got my best lap of a 61.6, so still 6 tenths slower than what I did in the race prior, but 2 tenths better than my PB going into this weekend. And so that rounds out the round 4 recap. I'm not actually that bummed that I didn't get my best lap, because I don't think it truly reflected what I thought I could do. So I'll leave that till next season to put a lap down that I'll be proud of and get that on video. But until then, I've got a car that just needs some maintenance and just needs a driver to drive it harder, so can't really ask for much more. And next season will probably kick off around January sometime. I'm really looking forward to doing new tracks again, so hopefully we can get down to the South Island, because I seem to be able to drive a lot more naturally when I'm not at Hampton Downs, and I think that's just down to I've done too many laps at Hampton Downs with a car that didn't quite handle, and I've just got all these mental sort of barriers that I need to overcome, which I don't get at a track I haven't been to before. So thanks for watching, and I'll probably not have any content for the next year or so.